It is beyond you. Your brain is eclipsed. Try to control it in your life. You are at the mercy of nature and the world. You are eclipsed. Try using your brain to work it out, but you actually never will, and you're basically at the mercy you're eclipsed. So it's really not what's in your brain about today, right? It's more about what you feel, and that, however much logic you try to bring in, shit was separated today. You were separated today. The world was separated today. You know, you Libra people out there, keep trying to do that thing you do where you see the solution through Venus. Like, you see the solution. Like, I just put this here and I put that over there, and I'm not talking about Virgo way, but even though Venus is in Virgo ruling this, there's the thing of wanting to put it in places and categories and balance it out. Some of you might not dig what I'm about to say, but you can't balance it out. No matter what kind of chess move game or manipulative game, even though it comes through something like very soft and feels good, tone of voice, the way you smell or something, it's not, there's a separation going on. A separation happened. Like it or not. Ha! Libras. Take that. All right, that's enough of me doing it that way, but what I'm basically saying is, you bow down. You bow down on your knees. Every single one of you, and that includes me. In that Libra part of your chart. Acceptance, surrender, in separation. That's what's up. That's what I'm feeling today. I didn't do any posts this week. I didn't talk up on social media about my logicalness about all this. I was just like, whatever. Plus, I'm effing really tired, and I've had a wild 2 weeks, and it's relentless, and I needed to get on this live stream for a therapeutic measure for myself, and just because I needed to separate out. That's what's up. That's why I'm here. I don't know for how long. And I see you all in chat. I won't name names. For those not in chat that are watching, this particular tone will be for you. headphones are good for one like this. I got a certain amount of time here to do this, and I'm going with the flow. I do have one thing in particular that I'm going to mention here that will be technically astrology-ish, something-ish. Will I show my face? Well, that's not the astrology-ish. But I have something there I do want to say about today, and a thought, a stupid mind logical thing that I wish I could turn off. Don't you wish you could turn it off? I don't know where you all were. It was cloudy ass when I was here, and to be honest, I was laying my head down because I was exhausted. I had to recharge up for a session today, which was amazing. But for those who were attempted to watch this thing, just think about that, man. What happens to you? Like, it fucks with your brain. Next year, I'm going somewhere to watch 100% Totality on April 8th. And I remember the last time I did this, 2017, 2018, it really fucked with my brain. Like, I was like, and I was loving it at the same time. It scared the shit out of me, what I was feeling. And the birds were around in the middle of the day, and the sun was getting eclipsed, and the birds were doing weird shit. They all knew something was up. They were freaking out. All nature was tripping. Like, a breeze was coming through, and then it starts to look like it's nighttime and it's daytime, and it just your brain just it tries to process it, and it just can't, and it just keeps brain farting, and you're like, and if you can like get past that and let go, that's where the wonder happens, and you realize that this is more than you. Even though it is in you and outside of you, it's like more than you. And it's so symmetrically perfect. It's all perfect, but separated at the same time. So if you were checking out the eclipse and you were there, or you weren't even able to see that and catch those outwardly nature fucking with you reflections, and then it started to fuck with you on the inside, maybe you were like at peace. I don't know what I was having weird in and out like daydreamscape things here, even though I was watching it and I knew exactly what was going on, and then I just went to it and I was like, just give it to me, just whatever the messages are, whatever hardcore it is in a certain part of my chart and what it's doing, just bring it to me, because I don't care anymore, and I don't want to think about it. I don't want to astralize the fucking thing, and I was just like, just give it to me. Who else is out there that just almost doesn't give a fuck at this point? And he's like, just throw it at me. I don't care about the posts. I don't care how many whatever likes I can get with all this. And if I wrote the most cleverest thing, because I didn't write anything, which actually, when I thought that, it made me really happy. It made me really happy, actually. Because I didn't have to do that, and I didn't do that. I don't have to do all that. I could just, in that moment, cosmically, completely let go into whatever messages were coming through, which really just was separating. And I hope people caught it in their own way, the separation. Fucking technology, everything, the words, the movements. Imagine, I think I've said this on a past stream before, that like, imagine hundreds of years ago, there's no weather forecasters, there's no NASA. You're in the fields, you're farming, you're somewhere by the river. And it starts to happen. Like, the sun starts to disappear, or it's at night and the moon's getting fucked with, and you're like, what the hell is people are running. They're like running to their family. Like, something's going on. This isn't normal. Like, what it actually is. Now we're all like, a lot of us aren't freaked out by it. I think people are freaked out in one way, but it's not like you're running to the cave or to the hills and throwing some offering at the altar or whatever god or goddesses you were worshiping because you were just like separated. Was it the end of the world? I mean, eventually they're tracking this stuff, so you kind of know that if humans did figure it out, but in general, I mean, you think about that. Actually, you feel that. I actually want that feeling. I want to be freaked out. I want to be separated from the world for those moments. Discombobulated. You imagine that shit? Libra's trying to balance this shit and it gets separated. That's a harsh reality. Can the sign of the politics of relationships, an air sign? Hey, let me stop here by saying, you ever look at it all? You look at each sign, they're all animals except for the air signs. They're like, they're not fucking animals. Aquarius, you got the water bear pouring knowledge back on Earth. You got the scales for Libra. You got Gemini twins. But the rest are animals. Anyway, in one way, in my world, I'm hoping the scales that I've been reusing in the Libra part of my world were actually separated and smashed today. And I told myself that next year in these other eclipses, that they get smashed again, or I'm piecing it together. Like, please smash the scales, will ya? And damn, does it hurt, because on the other side you have like this deep motherfucking wound. Out of anything, what this eclipse or what this is, it's a Chiron story. Chiron's been prevalent this year. Chiron Mercury story, interesting. So this is a Chiron stream. You haven't done it yet? Say, don't do any rituals during the eclipse. Hey, I'm all about it. By the way, you can do rituals in the eclipse. Just know what you're messing with, because it's a purpose. It's a wicked one. It can be. People do shit like that. As always, this live stream is a ritual, but it's all about Chiron to me. You find the way here now in the next 6 months to the next eclipse in these two areas of your chart, the Aries and Libra part of your chart, and remember what Chiron is and what it was doing. Chiron was prevalent in the eclipses that happened in April, a 29-degree eclipse that happened to start this whole sucker off. Talk about a wound when you're separated, or the scales crash. Let's just say I was face down in the dirt, damaged. Wounded. No one else around to pick me up. Everything gets real simple in those moments. Everything gets prioritized real quick. I just gotta get up. I just gotta get up. And so it takes everything you have to get up. It's all will and instinct right there. It's pure survival. It sucks, but at the same time, it's good because there isn't anything else. It's just you. You and the world, you and yourself, you and your wounds, you and the separateness. And you gotta put it together. Get it together. You feel me? I've said this on my streams this year. Last year. I said it when Venus and Leo was making aspects to Chiron, the one that I made the weekend when Venus went into the Kazemi mode through there. I say it here because it's part of a Venus story. Venus is in Virgo. It's coming out of that place. We got another Chiron moment. Can you find your face in the dirt person and pick themselves up or pick yourself up and see this? And do you put yourself first instinctually? Sometimes in that Libra thing, they don't put themselves first. don't want to mess with the harmony. I don't want to mess with the harmony that's been created because, well, whatever. Mercury's there. They're not going to say the words in Libra way to mess with the harmony. But you know, that could be detrimental too. I'm not saying not to be Mercury and Libra or throw in some Libra archetypes. We need that. But in places like today with an eclipse, with Chiron there, it gets really raw. I want my face to stay in the dirt right now. I don't even want to get up. I actually like it there. I actually like sitting there and having the harshest of separating realities hit me in the Aries and Libra parts of my chart. I could sit there a while for this one. I don't have to get up just quite yet. Let's not even think about the clock and time. You're just sitting there with your face in the dirt, wounded, and you just took a separating hit. It sucked, but there's another part that's complete surrender. It's like, it actually probably might feel good. I don't have to get up. I don't have to stand up. I don't have to try. I don't have to try to balance it right now. What's up, new person, Gisette? Now, you feel what I'm saying now? You see where I'm at? You don't have to be this. It doesn't have to be you, but it's just a view. In surrender, in separation, and in the dirt, there's nothing else but that. You're at that place. There's not there. And from eventually there, you can move. You can see something, but it has nothing to do with anybody else. It has to do with you. And slowly putting it back together enough for when the time is right, you try to stand up. Not about the other person in the mud. Not about what your brain tells you to do, what the right thing to say or what not to say, in case because you don't want to lose something or lose somebody and you don't want to disrupt something, blah, blah, blah. Oh, the stupid fucking mind and what it does. It's just in the dirt, raw, Chiron and Aries, right there. Nothing but you and your will. Nothing. But you and your will. I haven't even read any of your comments in chat. I have no idea what you all are saying. I haven't even looked this whole time. I saw one time to welcome Gisette Andrew. That's it. I don't know who this cat is. Thank you for being here. I haven't looked at the chat. I'm looking. Sorry, my Cray personal comments. Go ahead, throw personal Cray comments free. I don't care, as long if it feels like you need to do that, do that. As long as you're not doing it towards me or anybody else in the chat, you throw your Cray comments. Get it out of you. Do it. It's fun. There's something different about these ones, aren't there? Like besides the Scorpio and Taurus eclipses that we've had the last so many years. You know, you see me do some weird shit on this stream. You go back on my videos when I was completely out of my mind, and I actually hope I stay a little bit out of my mind. I never want to lose that. But it's like there's something different about the Aries Libra eclipse, these eclipses. I think we got the hint today. Like there's something. (21 degrees, 21 degree lunation. Moon right now when I start is 25, 26 degrees. Check this out. We know very soon here that the moon's going to hit 27 degrees Libra. It's going to do the Pluto square. So yeah, the eclipse happened here, but we got a weekend. This is just going because the moon is going to hit Pluto. And we know from the last week, the last couple of weeks, we have Mars, Pluto. So we know the characters. Chiron first and foremost, right there. Hoy, este día, este mañana, pasó. But Pluto's right there, and the moon's hitting Pluto, waxing towards her as we speak. The lunation happened at 21 degrees. Earlier before, when Mars was in Libra, it hit this place so many weeks ago or whatever it was. I could pull up the chart. Who knows? Maybe I'll do it. We got the little guy with horns. The little guy with horns. Dude, I don't think I've ever said it this way again before in my life. When you're gonna know what I'm talking about the little guy with horns. That's the little guy with horns. Mercury. You see, he's got horns. I love I'm making myself laugh on this one. The little guy with horns, Mercury, in Libra, 17 degrees. Know that this little guy, in the next so many days, is going to touch the eclipse degree. So we know that we're at 21 today. We know Mars did it a while back. And we know Mercury's about to do it, and it's on its way in the next week. So if you're tracking and you're into this and you're affected by it, know there's a deeper conversation that's about to flow with all this if you're affected with it, by this. And we know if you look at the chart, Chiron's at 17, Mercury's at 17, there's an imprint. There is something here that's all Chiron, and this will be talked about and discussed while your face is in the mud to yourself or to whoever else. And just for kicks, we know that Venus, the ruler of this south node, this eclipse, ruling all the Libra stuff, ruling the Jupiter and Taurus and the Uranus and Taurus too, we know eventually into next month it's gonna pass over the same degree that this eclipse was. And Mars will be a focal point in Scorpio at that point, really doing its stuff. But understand the path here. And if you want to use this, if you're in a place and like, you don't have to use my story of your face in the mud, even though I like it. I like the dirt. I like the mud. I like the rawness. However you do it, know that you have two planets trailing behind here. You got Mercury and eventually Venus down the line that's going to touch this place. Here's October 15th. Tomorrow, you see Mercury getting closer to the 21 degree mark. The next day, 21 degrees. Monday, Mercury's hitting what happened today. Tuesday, October 17th, Mercury 23 degrees. You see how it hit the point, the eclipse degree? But it's right there with the sun. And look at, there's the south node at 24 degrees where the sun is now hitting the south node. And Mercury's right there. Wednesday, October 18th, Mercury now, after the sun passes the south node, Mercury is hitting the south node. Thursday, beautiful jueves. Beautiful Thursday at 10:37 p.m. Pacific, Mercury is going to go into the heart of the sun for a Cazimi moment. And we get a little potion here, I think. We get something that helps us get out of the mud with the way we are feeling and communicating and dealing with this eclipse stuff. Mercury does this whole thing, goes through the shadow places, eclipse place, and the next thing that it does is go into the sun. It's like perfect. It's incredibly beautiful. How dialed in of a story. We are writing the story on a weekly basis. We're in a fucking soap opera and we're writing it, and we have this moment come and you're like, what is this? It's a purification mode is what it is, and Mercury goes through the sun. It's like almost cleansed. It's interesting, burned down to its purity. Here's a chance for the Libras and the Aries, or anybody got stuff in these degrees, to like recalibrate the way they're communicating and processing this in their heads, because it's an air sign, it's a the politics of relationships. There's a purification moment here that we get. This is a little sneaky moment here. There's a certain period of time when Mercury goes through the sun, like 15, 16 minutes technically. At that point, they call that Cazimi, by the way. It's a conjunction that's happening, but the integral part in the right precise part is Cazimi. That's a quick version to answer something I saw in chat. So it's a conjunction that happens here. Just think, though, we got a little bit of this is all a blessing, by the way. But that is a little sneaking something. And I'm like, yeah, I dig it. I dig that. That is Thursday. Mercury will go into the sun after passing the eclipse degrees in the south, heavy south node. The purging, shitting out of things, basically. The separation, the having to push out and let go. Mercury gets an extra bonus level up or something here, because it does that, and then it's like, then I get purified through the sun. It's like, wow, all right, cool, we dig that. The Libras dig this. They take this. You take it. What happens the next day? Mercury, 28 degrees. Well, it's not perfect here, but pretty much as soon as it goes through the sun, it makes a square with Pluto here. Not easy. The truth. There ain't no sweetening of the words, Libra. There ain't no moving around what the Aries really wants, the Chiron routes, just straight to the wound, straight to the whatever. There ain't moving around there. Pluto square Mercury here, it's the answer. You must answer to or speak the truth. It's a square. Does it suck? Yes, it sucks. At the same time, bring it on. Bring the truth. Politically, in the United States, or we know in the Middle East and all these other contentious places, there's something happening more this week. There's a certain truth that's going to be hitting in a certain type of conversations that are happening. could say that. I don't want to talk more about mundane politics. I'm just saying. Mercury's a funny player this week. Again, the little guy with horns. Friday the 20th, 5:50 p.m. Pacific, Mercury officially square Pluto. Saturday, 29-degree Mercury. A goodbye. 11:48 p.m. Pacific, West Coast, October 22nd, early in the morning, basically, you're going to have Mercury going to Scorpio, thankfully, and add to the scorpionic story. Sunday, October 22nd, which I got up here on the screen. Look at 29-degree sun. We're going to talk about 27-degree sun here this week, too. Is going to square Pluto. We're about to enter the Scorpio birthdays. Sunday morning, 9:18, I got over here on the screen at Pacific time, October 22nd on Sunday. We see Mercury at 0 degrees. What else is at 0 degrees? Retrograde Saturn in Pisces. Mercury trine Saturn. Never count out the little guy with horns. Whatever astrological transit that is going on in the history, past, future, whatever. Oh, don't ever, people forget about Mercury. They're like, they get, retrograde, coming out of retrograde. I'm telling you, it's the herald right there, man. It's coming off Mount Olympus. It's super sneaky and the trickster. I love it. You see how a mercurial week we have here. And then we get here a week, we can talk about next week, the 22nd, and we got a Mercury trine Saturn. Scorpion, Mercury and Scorpio with Pisces, water. Like, now, the conversation that we've been having and that we're going to have this week is definitely switching up. Now, what we do with the truth in secret, you and I, you and whoever, you with yourself. It's all in or all out. No avoidance. Create safety and security. A place to feel safe, to be intimate. Speak the truth. You got Saturn and Mercury here doing it. This is some deep feelings. Is feelings, the deepest, the sharing, the rawness, the truth. How's that for your weekly forecast for next week? For those of you who've come on this stream later, you'll catch the beginning. I talk about something about me having my face in the mud. Maybe I can need after the stream. I should go out. It's been raining here all day. I should actually enact this. Too bad I can't live stream that. You can't live stream everything, you know. It's a Mercury week in my mind again. And there's a lot of interesting other things, and talk about that where the moon is Scorpio. We're going to get into, again, I find it interesting here that how we formulate and what is going to come up that has happened today with the eclipse in our own thoughts or whatever. I want a separation from that personally. I turn off the brain. I'm raw Chiron and Aries in the mud. And then I go from there. That's my deal. But eventually, here, slowly through the week, it is a word thing. So if you're in some situations or whatever, it's going to get raw if it hasn't already, but it really will be this week. And I think once we have these Mercury connections to Pluto, you saw what's going on. It's going to go through the heart of the sun, and then Pluto, all this, we kind of have a thing where, when Mercury goes into Scorpio, we're like, okay, let's do it. It's one-on-one something. The metamorphosis and what happens in scorpionic ways. So grateful for the scorpionic energy. To this Libra socialness turns into one-on-one somethings with Scorpio, and the conversations get deep like that. All or nothing, to the edge is my message. And that's a scorpionic message. So when we get there eventually, hopefully you get to harness something like that and take everything you learned in the Scorpio part of your chart the last couple years and put it into play. Don't get yourself into trouble, spitting daggers and with words, and shit's tough out there, man. People are caught up in situations, So you got to judge that correctly. You have to gauge yourself. You have to take care of yourself first, engage yourself, and take care of your world. Keep yourself safe. But if the opportunity is there and the space is there for you to speak the truth, then speak the truth. That turned into a weekly forecast, and I didn't plan on that. But I just want to show you what was up. For those coming in later, you just go back and look. I went through the chart of the week and have my weird thoughts. Now is the time I'm going to say hi to everybody in chat. And I haven't been doing a good job. Casey started me off, one of the first people there. What's up, Casey? Tina, Sierra, Esmeralda, Steffi G, Titi and X, Sarah. Elena Crawford, what's up? Violet at Contique Boutique, what's happening? Violet, if you're still there. CC99, Cray Cray. Maximum Rising. You're catching you are catching alive. Tina Reynolds, I said what's up. I'm looking at who else. Kristen Meeks. Got you. Deb Palm, see you. Gisette, I gotcha. Christina S. Springtime from Down Under. Annie Goldstrom. Yeah, feeling it deep. Creatrix. Haven't seen you in a while. How are you? Creatrix. Sarah Eliza, it's the Mercury antennas. The horns of Mercury. The horns of Mercury. So, I will... SG, I see you. Let me get through this. Black Sheep. Okay, Black Sheep's in the chat. I haven't even looked. I said everything, and Black Sheep says, sexual chocolate in the house. That's getting straight to the point. That is straight to the point. Savage Feng Shui, good to see you from Down Under too. Esmeralda, thank you for the super chat donation. Thank you so much. I have an interesting situation happening here. What up, Aesthetic Delta? I'm going to do something here right now that is for somebody who's in chat right now looking at me. If I can figure this damn thing out. This particular image now is going out to a person in the chat that you're seeing that says the Oraculos Podcast. This, what you're seeing on the screen, Oraculos Podcast, is my little sparkle to you. Past knowledge and past the teachings into the place with no words. Good to see you, Oraculos Podcast. I hope you're enjoying the separation live stream, the separation of self in order to come back to self. That's a chart. That is an eclipse. And that's me, Sparkles of Gold, aka Nicolas Polymonakos. I appreciate you going on the fly, me not announcing and doing these things. Some of you are new. I know you've been following me lately, and you will, and I do this every once in a while. I do not like announcing and planning. I like to be partile Nicholas. Mercury in Gemini, 9 degrees. Uranus in Libra, 9 degrees. Partile Nicholas. There's even another thing that really does a grand air trine. Good to see you too, Mr. Michael Bryan. Ego, I see you in chat. Hola, ¿qué tal? I got a little bit left in me here. Again, I'll sometime when this live stream is done, I'll sort of make chapter markers for this one. I was gonna make a regular video for the week, and I just had to do something with myself. I had to stop, and I told myself, do what you do best. Spontaneously go live on YouTube. So, I'm glad all of you showed up. Good to see you all wherever you are in the world. I got this chat. There's not just the United States. There's some people from the other side of the world here. And that's one thing about going live late, even though on the Pacific Coast, is I could catch people that I know watch there, that they could do it. It's, 16 hours later somewhere down under over there and in some other places. So, I'm going against the YouTube analytics, because if I looked at my YouTube channel, like most of your viewers watch at this time, Sunday between 10 a.m. and 2 o'clock, some whatever else, and I'm like, the analytics. I got my own analytics. I got my instinctual analytics, okay? I have that. I have the I must do this now analytics. That analytic, if they try to conjure and put it together in the ones and zeros for their algorithm, they will never have my spontaneous instinctual somethings. It can never be replicated in analytics or whatever. Sarah Liza says in chat, so curious that I dreamt about being in the mud last night. Now that I'm here listening to you talking about being in the mud. Thanks for sharing. You got it. Hey, you know what? You could do the Venusy thing that Taurus and Libra like to do. I mean, I talked about being in the mud flat on your face with this eclipse in the Libra and Aries parts of your chart, right? And the Chiron moon and shit like that. But you could actually metaphorically this week book yourself an appointment and get like a full body exfoliation. You could do that. That's like a Venus thing to do. Like you could get a whole mud mask. Charpanda, good to see you in chat. Welcome. So that's what's up. That was what's on my mind today is the stream. That's why I did this. I always add sound. I'm going to here in a little bit. I'll jump off the air here. I just want to say that I've had an amazing. I'm incredibly fortunate, and really tired, but I can do this. Okay, caught up with chat. This is off an iPad. It's a drone app. It's called Manoki. I can't remember, but it's actually what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm making these sounds. So let's say goodbye. Let's say goodbye in a way here. Again, I'm not going to have a video tomorrow for the week. This was kind of it. And I am going to be working on some stuff here after the middle of this week. Very busy boy. I think I'm going to make a deeper video about the labor strikes. A deeper, deeper chart-based, date-based, historical waste from 1900 at least until 1940-something. I'm doing deeper research on what I talked about on another podcast and something else. It's been an interesting month here because we hit a month since the United Auto Workers have struck. They pulled a major move today. They got pissed off at Ford and they closed down one of the biggest plants that Ford has yesterday. Today, Saturday, during this eclipse, they put out a call out in the last 24 hours for everyone to go to picket lines on the Saturday. You have the stuff that's happening in other worlds with other strike worlds. You have the strike that's happening in Las Vegas. They're probably might go big here if the negotiations will go down with the hospitality union with 60,000 workers in Las Vegas. You have a building force trying to happen in Starbucks stations, in Amazon places, which they're doing everything they can to stop that shit. So there's more. And I'm going to do a deeper video, edited video, hopefully by November, where I'll talk about more specific astrology of this, back from the early 1900s into the 1940s and 50s even, and show how, in a sense, it connects to now. And I'm a big believer that one of the biggest things here in the presidential election in the United States coming up next year will be the conversation of class issues. About fucking time if it happens. There's all these other things that constantly push away from it. And I think we're going there. There's no holds barred now because of what you're seeing in labor. You know, I saw a labor union the other day from Italy come over to the United States and stand on the picket line with the United Auto Workers. And he was speaking in Italian. They had a whole Italian contingent show up. And an interview with Sean Fain, the leader of the UAW. And they're talking about solidarity. Okay, now, this stuff has always happened in labor history. You got representatives from the United States have gone over to Europe, so on and so forth. I mean, I was involved in the WTO protests in 1999 in Seattle. I was on the streets there doing my thing. And, you know, representatives from the world. It was wild. I'll never forget that. That was like a one imprinted part of my world, from an activist point of activism, that just leveled up for me. But, you know, it was all over the place. This Italian union representatives came over, and the way they were talking, it wasn't separated. The borders were completely wiped. This is not just a United States thing here. This is a global thing that when it comes down to workers' rights, worker pay, what they deserve, and inherently social justice connect to everything. It's connected to everything, to race, to gender, everything eventually. So I see this getting bigger. If you're into this stuff, this is what you live for. This is what you've been waiting for. Anyway, I'm going to do a video on the labor stuff in the United States a little bit, at least for the first part, some other cool shit that I saw, and I'm learning along the way. Maybe you'll learn something too. And am I going to be biased? Fuck yeah, I'm going to be biased because I don't give an F anymore. Michelle Lehman, good to see you in chat. Lily Welch, hey, you caught me live. You're catching me live. Give me a second, and then we're going to say goodbye. Two heirs. I'm going to end this stream with something I'm going to read because now I'm all about Mars. Venus, we know, ruled this. But I'm digging where Mars is. So I'm dedicating this, what I'm about to read, to Mars and Scorpio as we say goodbye. Two heirs. Unbreakable, strong-spirited, mighty, powerful diamond. Delighting in arms, indomitable, manslaying, wall-battering, lord heirs. Yours is the din of arms. Ever be splattered with blood, you find joy in killing in the fray of battle, O horrid one. Your desire is for the rude clash of swords and spears. Stay the rage, stay the strife, relax pain's grip on my soul. Yield to the wish of Cyprus, yield to the revels of Lysos. Exchange the might of arms for the works of Dio. Yearning for youth, nurturing peace. Bliss bringing peace. You know, it isn't Venus that just wants to harmonize. It needs Mars to harmonize. Sometimes you gotta battle. Sometimes your face is in the mud and you battle yourself. You need a little bit of the help. You need a little bit of the balance. I like Mars and Scorpio right now. So, that's my Mars goodbye to you. And let's do this right. I'll see you later. We'll go out with a little bit of something. You throw whatever you want into the metaphorical garbage can or cannon fire that's in front of us right now, and you want to throw something away and let it burn, you do it while we go out here, okay? And I want to thank all of you for being here and going with my flow. You have been eclipsed. You have been eclipsed. Throw it into the fire and watch it burn. Let go into separation and let it burn. We are warriors. Let it burn. You have been eclipsed. Until next time, I'll see you on the next video.